Power of call. Rumble seems to be working. Doesn't look like there's any glitches. If you guys can let me know that the audio is working, I would greatly appreciate that, because last time I got this thing started, I talked for about 20, 30 seconds and realized nobody could hear me. The stream was not working and we had to scramble to get something set up. I've got the backup already ready to go. Looks like we have audio though. Looks like you guys can hear me. So let's dive in. Let's talk about today's lesson. Can someone please confirm? I see a couple ones. Okay. I'm assuming that one means we have audio. I'm assuming no one's saying the stream hasn't started, so I think we're good to go. Yes. Excellent. Awesome. Confirmation. We can proceed. So guys, today I'm going to be talking about a very interesting principle. Now, I realized after I wrote that little message that perhaps you could consider that I was actually talking about like physical eating. And I'm not really going to mention like an actual diet. I'm going to be talking about the diet you feed your brain so you can become a good copywriter. Although, while we're on the subject, yes, you should definitely eat good food. You should cut out bad things like refined sugar, sodas, junk like that. Eat nice, whole, healthy foods. Probably eat at the end of the day. Don't eat during the beginning of the day. That kind of stuff. You should do some good, healthy habits for good food. That's obvious. But we're going to talk about the ideas you feed your brain so that you can become a better copywriter. So it's very similar to training in the gym, though, and it's always interesting to see how people in both realms of excellence look for the easy path and avoid the foundational, like core, simple disciplines that actually get them what they want. Like if you go to the gym and you're working out hard in the gym, and it's fun to work out hard in the gym. Everyone loves working out hard in the gym for the most part. You go in there, you lift weights all day long, push yourself to failure. It feels great, but when it comes time to eat big or like eat and get enough actual stuff in that makes sure your diet's down, and most people fail at that, right? Because it's the small, easy little things, right? And they'll work out in the gym, they'll push themselves, but they're not getting enough protein, they're not getting enough calories to grow, so they never grow, right? At least that was my problem when I was a young guy, right? I remember I worked out really, really hard, but I didn't eat enough protein to actually gain muscle. I didn't eat enough calories to actually gain muscle. And it only is when you combine both of those things that you can gain weight and get strong. Now, if you just do the diet and you don't actually do the exercise, it doesn't work either. This simple exercise stuff. But the same thing happens in copywriting, right? The same thing happens in copywriting. A lot of you guys are really excited to go out and do your outreach. And you're out there and you're doing your outreach. You might even be doing it right. You might even be following your path forward now. You might be finding individual prospects, creating free value for them, and just rocking through that. But there's two parts of your marketing diet that many of you are skipping, and it is akin to skipping like not hitting your protein while you train. If you don't do this, you won't actually meet the requirement that your copy is demanding of you as a person, right? Because it's the same thing. You work out in the gym, you tear your muscles down, your body says, we have a demand, we need to fill this with some protein, and then you can give it the protein and all the nutrients that it needs, and it builds muscle, right? The same thing happens in copywriting. You face a task, right? You have a prospect in front of you, or a client even, and you get ready to do some work for them. Your brain, there's now a demand for good copywriting ideas. There's demand for an ability to come up with genuine, effective phrases and words and headlines and stuff like that will create an effect. There's a demand. Now, if you don't have anything in your brain, if you haven't gone out and fed yourself and you have a mind full of good ideas that you've harvested from the world, you won't actually be able to fill that demand. You'll put some empty stuff together and it'll be a piece of crap copy that will never give anyone results. Same thing like when you train. If you train, you work out really, really hard, but you don't feed yourself, maybe you'll get some muscular improvement. It'll like scrape some nutrients out of your bloodstream. Maybe you might get a little bit, but you're never going to grow or be as successful as if you're properly getting enough nutrition. Same thing with copywriting. Here are the two things you guys are skipping. Number one, you guys are skipping the analyze a top player exercise. That is perhaps the most powerful exercise any of you can do to supplement and speed up your copywriting development. I'm telling you, I link to that more times than not inside the Ask Professor Andrew channel. It is one of the most important things you can ever do. If you are looking at a market and you are trying to enter that market and provide value to that market and win in that market, you need to analyze top to bottom what the competitors are doing. Top to bottom what the top competitors are doing. Who is currently winning in that market? Who is saying things with their mouth and with their words online that people in that market are responding to and purchasing from? That's something you need to know. And if you feel you analyze their copy, you analyze their messaging, you analyze their headlines, their content, you figure out who their avatar is, figure out what they're saying. If you consume all of that, you'll have some nutrients, some ammunition. So when you sit down and there's a demand on your copywriting skills, you'll have the nutrition, the mental ideas to show up and actually help them with it, right? Crazy idea. It doesn't feel like outreach. It doesn't feel like, hard work and chasing the money to sit down and analyze a player, but it is extremely crucial. Just like eating correctly doesn't feel like you're training like you're fighting in a war, but it's just as crucial for you to actually be successful in your outcome. It's the exact same thing. So analyzing a top player is something you should do every single time you enter a new niche, and you should do it periodically, even if you're in the same niche. I analyze a top player in some niche out there at least once a week, so I can fill myself with these ideas of what's working, what these guys are currently doing, how they're attacking this market, and I identify all sorts of opportunities. And if I had any more time, if there were like maybe 10 less questions a day in the Ask Professor Andrew channel, I'd launch a funnel in the back and it would be great. And I'd crush one of these markets because there are so many markets that are just ripe for disruption if you have a good understanding of copy. And here's how you can overcome and defeat those people. So when you analyze a top player and you stay in that market, you need to somehow be better than them. It's not good enough just to be just as good as the top players in the market. You got to be better than them. And I can show you where to go and get access to copywriting and marketing nutrition that will help you defeat them. And that is, you need to be analyzing a piece from your swipe file for at least some time every day. I spend about 10 minutes. I have a very busy schedule. I can find 10 minutes to sit down and analyze a top piece of copy and break it down. And even I learn new things. I build new assets. I get new tools for my copywriting tool chest. You need to be doing this every day. And again, it doesn't feel like you're chasing the money, right? That's why people don't do this. The same thing with nutrition. When they're either gaining or losing weight, nutrition doesn't feel like progress. Running feels like progress. Lifting weights feels like progress. But like doing the hard nutrition stuff doesn't feel like progress. But I'm telling you, if you're not analyzing top pieces of copy from the community swipe file, from the other resources that I've given you, you're going to fail. You're not going to have the adequate intelligence. Your brain's not going to be resplendently full of wonderful ideas and methods that you can use to achieve specific outcomes in copy. And you're going to write empty, low-value stuff like a lot of you guys have been doing. You have to do your analysis. You have to go into that swipe file every single day and analyze it and just mine it for tools, right? I kind of make this easy for you guys. I record mine, so I record my little I'll break down some copy, and then I'll record a little lesson for you guys about stuff I learned while I broke down that copy. And I put it inside the Daily Lessons channel. It's right underneath the announcements channel in the Gender Campus. Put a 1 if you are watching every single one of those every day. Put a 2 if you're not. I want to see you guys in the chat. Who is actively watching the new lessons I put out, and who isn't? So 1 if you are, 2 if you're not. I'm going to check in a second. But I put out my insights into those things, and I'm telling you guys, it's powerful stuff. You can learn so much from those old pieces. You can learn. Okay, so we got almost everybody's 1. We got a few 2s. Okay, if you're one of the 2s, if you're one of the few 2s, you need to go out there and watch those lessons every single day. I post a copy breakdown and usually 2 or 3 little mini lessons to help you guys with managing your time or doing a specific piece of copy or how to improve your outreach a certain way. I'm giving you guys quick, and they're all short. The copy review parts are like 5 to 6 minutes long, and the mini lessons are all under 3. They're just quick little lessons, quick little things to spark new ideas in your brain. Quick little nutrition to help you more effectively win at the copywriting game. So guys, those are the 2 big things, the 2 big gaps I see you guys making, and kind of, I guess, a third bonus one. Number 1, you're not analyzing the top player in the markets you're approaching. This is, like I said, probably one of the highest ROI activities you can possibly perform as a new copywriter looking to enter markets and partner with businesses. You need to do this to increase your marketing IQ for a specific niche, learn what is currently working today. It's extremely important you analyze top players. Number 2, take some time every day, and it doesn't have to be a lot. Obviously, more is better, but if all you have is 10 minutes, like me, I can find 10 minutes. I find 10 minutes a day, and I analyze a piece of copy from the swipe file. Not the whole copy in 10 minutes, but just like I get a piece of it, and I extract some cool lessons. New tools from my toolbox. Here's a sentence structure I can use to create that emotion. I'm going to keep it forever and ever. Right? It's mine, right? And kind of 3, you show up in the campus, you watch this power-up call, and you watch the daily lessons I post inside of the Daily Lessons channel. Those are the 3 ways. If you take those, that's like your multivitamin and protein supplement and pre-workout all mixed into one. You do all 3 of those things, and as you go out and you do your outreach, you're out there writing copy for businesses and partnering with them, you'll actually have the mental nutrition, the copywriting ideas, the material you need to show up with really, really good ideas, right? And really capable and competent copy that will create results for your partner businesses, which is the pivotal moment. If you can create results for people, the moment you do, the moment you get a big win for them, you help them increase their revenue 3 times, 4 times, 10 times, you're set for life. You've got a business you can take to the moon, and they'll pay you a giant chunk of their money. And you can take that expertise and you can turn around and find any business you want. But you can only reach that point if you are getting the correct copywriting diet, if you have enough mental nutrition to show up with good ideas. Because a lot of you guys are walking around like some malnourished skeletons. You need to take some time every day to analyze good copy, follow these 3 steps, and you will just watch your copy skyrocket and improve. It's absolutely crucial. So guys, go out there, make sure you're consuming good stuff in your copywriting diet, make sure you're watching the lessons, make sure you're breaking down the copy. It's key if you want to conquer in this world. So guys, go out, let's get it done, let's get it, let's go out, let's conquer. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.